comment section here. All messages are visible. At least let me get 3 people on it. Then we can take off. I have tissue because I'm going to cry. I'll try to be composed. And who is this first person? Because you need to mark today as the day it all began. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this is a very important day and I have 1 viewer and I want to know who that is. Let's do like a wave. Let's do a royal wave. Spirit, lead me when my trust is without border. We walk upon the water, forever you've been calling me. Take me deeper than my faith could ever wander. My faith will be made stronger. Savior, Spirit, lead me when my heart borders on the waters. Wherever you will call me, take me deeper than my faith could ever wander. Okay, 1 viewer is better than no viewer. So to this evening, good evening. Hi, how are you doing? I'll try and use English more here because I don't know who's watching and who's going to be watching my YouTube channel. My name is Tisa the Trendsetter, also known as Tisauke Maria Mulima. I think I've been waiting for a perfect camera. I've been waiting for a good phone that's going to take perfect videos. I've been waiting for my red table and chair. You know what I'm saying? Like, it should be perfect. And I remembered how I started. When I started my page on Facebook, Tisa the Trendsetter, and Instagram, I didn't have anything. I used what was there. And I feel I should not slow the progress because things are not going my way, because I don't have everything, lined up according to how I want to be seen or presented. So I would do, because at the end of the day, it's my voice that really matters. So today I want to do an introduction. I want you to know who I am. I don't want the YouTube channel to be too serious, but the intro, I have no choice. When I talk about myself, I get very emotional because I have 2 personalities. There is Tisa the Trendsetter, and then there's me, Tisa. So I think I want to see if I can have a separation. Tisa the Trendsetter will pop in, but then I want people to know that I'm a real person with real emotions and real stories to tell. So my journey is a very simple one. I was born and raised by a single woman. She is late. We lost her to cervical cancer some 4 years ago. My brain forgets things. I have selective amnesia. I don't know what happened in my childhood. I know it wasn't traumatic, but something must have happened to me when I was young, because I will forget painful things or things that were in extreme. You know what I'm saying? If it was a happy day, I have to gradually be told that, oh, do you remember that person that we saw? So I have to, I don't know what my brain does, but I think it's a defense mechanism. So I forget things, and I've forgotten half my childhood. Well, I remember now when my sisters helped me piece these things together. But so yes, a single parent. She had 8 daughters. That I still am the 6th daughter, and I happen to be the one that was very notorious. And when I say notorious, I mean I got into a lot of trouble. But I made so many mistakes. There are places I would have wanted to be, and I couldn't do certain things because I missed out on. I was a little playful. I think creative people like me, and I can brag now that I'm creative, need a lot of understanding. If you have a child that seems to be a little too excited or too creative or too or different, you really need to have an approach that kind of lets them be but also guides them, because I think I had reached an extreme where my mother just said meaning let her do what she wants to do. So I made a lot of mistakes. I had an older sister. I still have an older sister who was the academics. She was into the academics. She was A grade student from when she was young to even now. You know what I'm saying? So being the one that followed her, I needed to follow in her footsteps, and I would excel until the naughty Tisa came in. Then I would not complete things. You know what I mean? I never saw things to completion. I would start something, stop, start something, stop, start something, stop, even when I grew up. But when I got older, I felt like I needed to settle down. You know what I'm saying? I had dated, I enjoyed, I'm the hopeless romantic. I love letters. You know what I'm saying? I would write letters and kiss them and put, my favorite perfume and send to my then boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? I was the hopeless romantic, and I think that saved me, because when you get into university or college, or you've just finished school, there's that excitement. I delayed. I delayed in terms of having serious relationships. There was nothing serious. It was always something small, nothing steady, until I finished school and I came back home to join my family. But I think my love for love saved my life. I wanted to be in a relationship that had love, those feelings, those, you know what I'm saying, those emotions. So I would gravitate towards any man who showed me love, because the absence of my father, and when I say absence, I mean his physical presence was not there. It was there when I was younger, so I couldn't really remember. Again, my brain chose to forget such moments. My sisters would tell me, oh, dad did this when we were growing up, or dad did that. So I couldn't. So the absence of my father made me crave for a certain type of man that could be a father figure. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could love me, and he could protect me, and he could, just guarantee that he was not going to leave me, because I felt a little abandoned. You know what I'm saying? I really felt that if he could have picked up a phone and just said, my daughter, you know what I'm saying? This is what it is. I want to hear about you, what have you been up to? I actually blamed my mother, because I felt like my mother kind of moved me from, not really moved me, she did not encourage the relationship. She wouldn't, I don't know what went on, so she wouldn't really encourage the relationship. Like, oh, Tuminaba, we so phone, you call your father. No, she wouldn't. So when I grew up, international school, you know what I'm saying? Western mindset. I was like, oh, let me call my father. Let me I gave him a call, and I remember giving him a call. My sisters were there because they were excited. So my sisters were there, like, but 2 minutes, 2 minutes. So I go, call him, call him, call him. So I finally called him and I said, Dad, it's Diesel. And the first thing that he came out, well, like, what he said was, are you okay? You know what I'm saying? Are you okay? Are you, is there something wrong? I said, this guy has not heard from me for years. He's not going to ask me, are you okay? Like, who does it? I really wanted more out of that conversation. But the moment I realized I was not going to get that fairy tale daughter, you know, father kind of relationship, it broke me. It really did. And I didn't realize that it would break me the way it did. You know what I'm saying? Because, okay, I'm going to cry now. Not a good idea. Oh gosh, okay. Oh my gosh. I have tears for Africa. I've never told anyone this. I can cry for everyone, you know? Whew, okay. Let me gather myself. So, okay, let me. Oh gosh. Not as easy as I thought. Okay. Okay, let me think of happy thoughts. Okay. So then I was broken because I was like, and then my mother was like, what did he say? So I told my mother, I think I told my sister, so I couldn't really go and explain to her. I closed off entirely. And it took me down a terrible path. I just became a rebel. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't want to talk to my sisters. I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to finish university. I was dropping out of every course I was doing. I wasn't going home. But and so I wanted to find love. So I would gravitate towards men who will love me. Now, because I was looking for, you know, when you're looking for love, it's like everyone who says I love you, those are the people you bring close. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I love you then. Oh, there's a relationship. You know what I'm saying? But I would try and stretch the relationships because for me it was more of attachments. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be attached. So I would date a guy for a longest period of time and I would be very loyal because I wanted to make sure that I would not do anything that would make my then boyfriend leave. You know what I'm saying? So you know, my relationships. I would just want to hold on. I would do the right things. I would buy guys clothes. I would, you know, get money from mom, steal money from my mother just to, you know, support these relationships. But my mother always worried that my absence from home and me being rebellious would land me in trouble. She would think I would go into drugs. You know, I would find love in the wrong ways. You know what I'm saying? She really got worried. She says, so she would be afraid. In my mother's house, if you have a temperature or you fall ill, the first reaction from my mother is to get angry because I think she used to be scared. A single mother with 8 daughters, no son. So it used to frighten her. And I think I frightened her. I scared her because all the decisions that I was making was hard. Okay, sorry, a call came in. So all the decisions that I was making were leading me to one direction. Ukafwa, you know, she would always talk about that. Ukafwa, ukachitenj, ukalwala heads, ukachitenj. She used to get so angry, but I was very expressive. I would hug my mother without her saying anything. And my sister would say now that I was a little spoiled. I went to the best schools. I was present in my teens when mom was at her peak career-wise. You know what I'm saying? Diplomatic service. You know, in Botswana, it was a lifestyle. It like instantly from having acne and kinky hair to international school, that was excitement for me. But I would be bullied because I was, you know, when you're in your teens, ukusamba tekwa sana sana, you know what I'm saying? You just, water and soap just don't become something that, you know what I'm saying? I was not a very clean teenager. I had acne at all. I would just slap lotion on my face. I would just slap it on my face and just move like a human being. But when I went there, I could see that, oh, you need to dress like this. I was taught how to be a woman in high school at Westwood International School. But I would not say anything. I would have like bad breath the whole day. I was depressed. Cultural shock. I was like, survive. So I would be bullied. And I know, and I feel bad that my friends from high school, you know, watch this and they say, oh, but oh my gosh, is she talking to me? Is it because I did A, B, C, and D? No, it isn't. We were all young. They didn't know better. And when you don't know better, you don't know how to do better. So I would have like guys from the class bump into me. Every time I would be walking, they would almost hit into me saying that I'm a shadow, like I was too dark, like I was too black. You know what I'm saying? So like, oh, we didn't see you were there. And they would burst out laughing. And I wasn't the popular kid. So in my mind, I have a personality in my mind that comes out to save me. So I think that is where Tisa the Trendsetter was born, because I told myself, if we're going to be here for 4 years, because diplomatic service, you know, it's about 4 years, you know, a term. So I remember having to think I need to have survival instincts. I am here. I didn't feel like I was the most beautiful. I was told I was too dark. My complexion I was a different shade of black. So the voice came out. The Tisa had to come out. And Tisa has got an amazing voice. So I remember my music teacher, Esther Allard, bless her soul. She inboxed me the other day, Tisa, when you're in Cape Town, please let me get behind the piano and just sing, you know. I want to hear you sing, you know, for the last time. And I know she doesn't mean last time, but you know what I mean, just to take us back. So I remember going on, they had a music festival. What I loved about Westwood International School is they embraced cultures. It was different. We would have like a cultural day where you would come in your home country attire, because I think it was a majority of expats' children. So everyone would come. The Japanese would come in their attires, the Zambians, the Ghanaians, the British, the Americans. It was a rainbow of students. So she embraced me, says, I really think you can sing. So wouldn't it be nice if you sang A Whole New World? So we started rehearsing A Whole New World with Mark, what was his name again? Mark Andrews. It was Mark Andrews, I think. And we would rehearse, and we finally sang, and my voice hit home. My mother was in the audience taking photos. We had a music hall called Mantlwaneng. That was like a music theater hall type of thing where concerts would be held. So I sang, and my voice came out, and I became popular. You know what I'm saying? I suddenly had friends. You know, they would invite me to their homes. Then I came back. I would do this in parts so that I don't talk too much. I want to give it like 30 minutes. So I came back home, and, you know, that's when I called my dad, and he, you know, now that I'm a parent, I think he was a little afraid of what it is I wanted, or afraid to just address issues of him being unavailable. I mean, I understood that they were not together, like they were not married, but I wanted to have a relationship with my dad. So it is now that I can name the pain. And so I would date, and I would have relationships, and some relationships were toxic. I started attracting, if I don't get the love from a man, I would provoke something in him. And I know somebody who's been abused before would think that I'm defending the abuser. I'm not. But I would provoke a man to physically become abusive. I would do things that, it's like I wanted, the pain could not allow me to feel the love. So I felt like if I get him to a place where it's extreme anger and he hits me, then I feel it, because then I will interpret that beating to love. And it worked. It was working for me for a long time. And so the journey of abusive relationship began, and I don't even have emotion for it at this point, really. I can identify when somebody walks up to me and tells me I'm in an abusive relationship. And the most difficult thing of an abusive relationship is leaving. How do I get up and go? How do I end it? How do I delete my number? But then you have to understand, these men were in my life because I wanted a replacement. I wanted a male father figure in my life. And so to end the relationship means I end that comfort of knowing that this guy is going to protect me, and I feel exposed. So I would literally jump from one relationship to the next to just cover. I couldn't. I felt loneliness was a curse. I was in my sexual being. I was, so I would, if I'm going to date a guy for 4 years, if that relationship is going to end, I need to have somebody I will start dating when that relationship ends. And it was like a cycle. But now, I am just at a place where I'm saying, listen, I want to leave a footprint. I want to leave a footprint. A social media footprint where my daughter can find these videos and be able to understand if I'm not going to be here, to say, oh, that's what it was. That's where she was coming from. So I shall end here today, because let me do this in parts. At least I'm here. At least I've gotten people to log in and subscribe, and I shall continue this tomorrow, same time, same place. Subscribe, is it down? Okay, please share the link, subscribe, then we shall do this again soon. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.